Welcome back to the channel and thank you for watching, and please do feel free to smash that like button at any stage you feel like it during this video, and feel free to subscribe. This video is about the TV license fee. Now, many of my international viewers will be thinking, what on earth is a TV license fee? Well, it's this. A TV license fee is a kind of tax, if you will, that anyone that wants to watch or record live TV or use BBC iPlayer, which is the British Broadcasting Corporation of the United Kingdom, needs to pay a fee to be able to do that. In fact, there are a few countries around Europe that have this fee, although in many of them it's either been abolished or never existed in the first place. And of course in the United States, and so far as I'm aware in Canada, there is no license fee for watching or recording live TV. But it exists in the UK. I wonder what Johnny Depp would think about that. Do you see what I did there? Now, this license fee has been debated back and forth for many years. The latest idea, floated around by David Dimbleby, is that it should be somehow linked to council tax. Council tax, for my international viewers, is another form of local authority or local government tax which we pay, which pays for various things that keeps society running. Now, I have to give my opinion here. I'm making a habit of giving my opinion recently, which is unlike me, but I have to venture an opinion on this one. I think if someone wants to watch or record live TV, then they can pay the fee if that's what they want to do. I don't think the fee should exist at all if I'm offering my opinion. If anyone is interested in my opinion, maybe you're not, but there it is. And my second opinion on this is it shouldn't be linked to council tax, because how on earth is that going to be managed? And particularly for those that don't watch or record live TV or use BBC iPlayer, and therefore they don't pay because they're not required to pay the TV license fee. How is that going to be managed if it's linked to council tax, which is a form of tax which again has to be paid regardless, like other taxes? But linking TV licensing fees to council tax is, in my humble view, going to be an administrative nightmare for anyone that is taking on the task to try to determine whether it should be paid, whether it shouldn't be paid, whether it has been paid, and if it hasn't been paid, then prosecuting people for not paying it. Because believe it or not, international viewers that have no idea what the TV license fee is until this video, it's a criminal offence to watch or record live TV or use BBC iPlayer, as I mentioned, which is a bit of software that you download to watch the BBC programmes on, without a licence. If you watch or record live TV or use BBC iPlayer without a licence, you can be prosecuted. It's a non-recordable offence and dealt with by way of a fine, up to £1,000, but the typical fine is around the same as that of a licence fee. But by the by, lots of people are prosecuted for not having a TV licence and being accused of watching live TV. And the default notion by the authority that runs TV licensing is that you need to prove that you are not watching live TV. Now, as a lawyer, this is a bit of an absurdity, because how can you prove a negative? How can you prove you didn't do something? Now, I can prove that I wasn't out in town this morning because I was here working and then making videos. I can prove that. So in that sense, it proves that I wasn't in town. So I can prove that I wasn't there. I didn't go into town today. But if I have a TV here, or if you have a TV in your home, and you are only watching Netflix or YouTube and not TV programs, by the way, because by the way, this includes if you're watching a TV program on YouTube, it's still counted as live TV. So in the UK and many countries around Europe, you still need a TV license around Europe and in the UK, even though you're watching it on YouTube, on any device, your phone, or it could be on your phone, it could be on your laptop, or indeed on the TV. You need a TV license for those. And if you don't have a TV license and you watch or record live TV, it's a criminal offence. And then if you don't pay the fine, you could go to prison for not paying the fine, but we digress. Now back to the point, how do you prove a negative? Well, it shouldn't be that way round. it should be that they have to prove that you are watching live TV. Not on the balance of probabilities, and not that it's more likely that you are watching it than not, and surely you were because you have a TV, and surely everyone watches TV, because no, not everybody watches TV. A lot of people don't have time for watching TV. They're too busy working and making YouTube videos. So lots of people don't watch TV. And when they get the odd bit of time now and again, they watch some Netflix for 20 minutes when they're trying to get to sleep because they've got too many things going around in their mind that stop them from getting to sleep. Lots of people don't watch or record live TV anymore. And so it should be for the authorities to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that that person was watching or recording live TV. And if they can't do that, there's no offence. There's no conviction, because it must be proven. Like any other criminal case, they can't have it both ways. If it is a criminal offence, it must be proven to the same criminal standard, which is beyond a reasonable doubt, or so that the jury are sure in their verdict. Although it's not heard by a jury because this is a non-recordable summary-only offence, so it's not going to be heard before a jury. It's going to be heard before a magistrate, who is going to get all of the information that TV licensing prosecuting believes that this person was watching or recording live TV. But without the proof, without concrete proof of someone actually watching or recording live TV, there is no beyond a reasonable doubt. And asking that person to prove that they were not watching it, in my view, as a barrister, is absurd, because proving a negative is a bit ridiculous. But back to the point. This is the problem with the TV license fee, is some people do watch live TV and don't pay the fee because they don't think it's right. They don't think they should pay it. So that's evasion, pure and simple. So no ambiguity from me as the lawyer to you here. If you are watching or recording live TV or using BBC iPlayer on whatever device, in whatever form, even if it's the +1 channels, then it's live TV. You need the TV license. And if you don't, you're breaking the law. There's no ambiguity there. However, because of the problem there, this idea has been floated around, not just that it should be linked to council tax, the local authority tax, but also that there should be a different band. Now, this is where I really take issue with what Mr. Dimbleby has said. He said, or he's been quoted to say at least, "Why should the poorest pay the same as I pay? It's just not fair." Now, I'm all for assisting those who are less fortunate in society, but this is a bit of a strange argument. Why should the poorest people pay the same as I pay, he says. Presumably he's fairly well off, or sees himself to be more well off, or at least not poor in the way that he's been quoted here. But surely that's the same argument as why should the poor pay the same price for a Ferrari, which is, at my best guess, I haven't checked the price of a Ferrari recently, I would guess the starting point of £120,000, perhaps? I don't know. Someone tell me in the comments. What is the baseline starting point for a new Ferrari? £120,000, perhaps? It's a bit like saying the poorest shouldn't pay the same for a new Ferrari, because it's an optional choice. It's something they choose to do. Then perhaps then they should only pay, what, half? Is the suggestion in this article. Maybe they should pay half. Maybe some should pay double. I think it's a bit of a flawed argument. If you want my opinion on that as well, by the way, I think there are lots of people that should be able to watch TV that can't necessarily afford it because they are less fortunate than others in society, but shouldn't have to pay it at all. But there is some scope for that in the rules, that being if you are 74 years of age or above and you receive pension credit, then you could get it for free, but you have to take some action to get that. And otherwise it's £159 a year. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier in the video. It's £159 a year, which is among the highest rates throughout Europe, despite it being cancelled or never existed in the first place in lots of other places. So this is just, I think this is a bigger problem than just whether or not you need the TV license. This is how it's going to be managed if it's linked to council tax. And I, for one, venturing an opinion, think that's a bit absurd. You didn't ask for my view, but I thought my view was probably relevant on this subject because I think this whole subject is a subject of debate for a great many people in a great many channels, and by which I will do the courtesy of a free, unpaid, unsponsored shout out to Chili John Carney. You'll find him linked in the description, talking almost exclusively about TV license and TV license fees. So go check him out, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And in the meantime, if you want me to venture more opinions, which I don't often do, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on the bell, make sure you share this video with someone if you want to discuss this with someone else, or just say how ridiculous you think this might seem. But in the meantime, I hope you subscribe and I thank you for watching.